Hello everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is all about the stock market. What is it, how does it work, and how do you make money from it? All this month here at the Frugal Cottage, it is investment month, where we talk through the stock market, investing, making money, and just how you can get started. So you're not going to want to miss out, so don't forget to press that like button and subscribe, and here we go. So what is the stock market? We've all heard of it, it's on the news quite regularly, but what does it actually mean? So the stock market itself is a place where individuals and companies can purchase shares within a public company. You can buy and sell shares, and you own a teeny tiny percentage of that company. The exchange for that, it happens in an electronic marketplace, i.e. you do it via a computer. It used to be when you bought stocks before, quite a while ago now, you'd get something in the post, like a certificate to say that you owned those shares. Now it is all done electronically, probably to make the system a lot more straightforward and simpler to track. Share prices are set by supply and demand by people who are placing orders, which means to buy in that company. And so the demand, if the demand is high, often that means that it is driving up the share price because it is a very popular thing to purchase. And essentially the stock market exists in order to help grow the economy first of all, and to make sure and to help individuals like you and I make money on their earnings, because you're investing in companies that make money and therefore should also make you money at the end of the day. Now there is a risk with investing, especially this year has shown that when you invest in the stock market there is a chance that you will lose money, i.e. your investment value might go down, but historically it has always gone up over time, but you do need to be aware of that. So just keep that in mind. We will talk in another video about appetite for risk in terms of investing and how you can kind of potentially minimise those losses if you want to play it more safe. But today's video is about the stock market and how you can make money. So the stock market allows you to buy into a company, a public company. So you've all heard of Amazon. You can buy shares in Amazon. They're ridiculously expensive per one share, but that is a direct reflection of how successful that company is. And Amazon is one of the world's most successful companies and continues to grow all the time, and their share price reflects that. There are things like Facebook, Disney, Tesla, anything you can think of really, things like Next, Marks and Spencer, anything that you've probably heard of is probably in the stock market as a public traded company. And they do vary massively in price, but that reflects the size of the overall market of that company. So you can't compare a fairly small company to one of the giant companies in terms of what their value is. They are all different, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and all of that is publicly available. That information is kind of sometimes needs to sift through it, but that is where the stock market is. But more importantly, and I suppose one of the reasons why you might be watching this video today, is how do you make money? How do you as an investor make money on the stock market? Essentially there are two ways that you can make money through investing, and the first way is through capital gains. It's kind of like a investing term for interest on what your investment is. So say you invested £1,000 in a company, and then that grew to £1,100 and you decided to sell at that point. That £100 in profit is what's called capital gains. So the capital gains is you see an increase in the share price and you profit from that should you decide to sell. That's the first way. The second way, and obviously if you've seen my channel before, and thank you if you have already watched before, dividend income is the second way. So you might invest in stocks or funds that pay out a dividend. Essentially what that means is you are getting your share. You own a tiny part of that company, and what dividends are is it's your share of the profits of that company given back to you. And dividends are priced as payment per share. So the more shares you hold in a company that pays dividends, the more dividends that you would receive. And that is the second way in which you make money in the stock market. Now, in an ideal world, if you are investing for the long term, you should see a mix of both. So if you choose to invest in dividend income paying stocks and funds, you should receive that income once, twice or 4 times a year, and over time what they pay per share, providing the company is doing well, which it should be, the dividend per share also increases. So that's called dividend growth, where the amount you get per share also rises. In combination with that, if you've held that for a long time, your initial investment, what you paid for that kind of bit in either in an individual company or in a fund, the price of that should also have increased, and that's where you get your capital gains when you sell. If you are in this for the long term, investing should be a long term gain. You need to be thinking about doing this for at least 10 years plus. You should have the combination of growth in your initial investment plus dividends paid out. And if you reinvest those dividends, then you're building that momentum. And I've talked about that in other videos. I'll leave a link below to my What Are Dividends video so that you can check that out after this one if you want to. But essentially that's the only way you make money through the stock market, by either having your shares increase in value or you receive income from dividends that you can either reinvest or you can use. And that very simply is an introduction to the stock market and how you make money from it. Obviously it's slightly more complicated than that, and we will dive deeper into that throughout the month. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out. But the stock market is essentially there for people to make money. And lots of people make a lot of money from investing in stocks and shares. Now this is different to day trading. I'm not going to talk about day trading at any point during this month. I do not think it's something that I am aware of enough to even talk about. I think that's something that's, from what I gather, is incredibly risky, and if you are investing for the long term and in kind of the safer areas, if you like, investing in the stock market should not be exciting. It should be a slow and steady wins the race. And also, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I do plan on doing a Q&A session about investing and the stock market and my own investments. If you have any questions that you would like answered, then don't forget to leave them below and I will try and include as many as I can. But that is our first video for investment month here at the Frugal Cottage. I hope that's given you some starting points of what the stock market is and how you can make money on that. The next video coming up is what you should do before you start investing. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you always for watching these, and I will see you again very soon.